I'm Rob Licuria, Senior Editor at Gold Derby, here with Heng, who is responsible for bringing to life the magic we see backstage.
Hi, how
San,
are
this is the
you?
I'm very well. It's so great to see you. This is the fifth consecutive nomination that Untucked has scored in the Best Unstructured Reality Program category at the Emmys. Congratulations once again for
Thank
representing Untucked
you.
at the Emmys.
Thank you. Hopefully we win this year.
Yeah, like what? Can we get Candy Muse in there to like maybe break some arms or something? We've got to get you to win.
No, it's great that we get recognition, and especially as a companion show. I don't think anybody expected this show to get as many eyes and kind of the following that it has. So it's a blessing that people know that we're out there. So that's great.
You know, season 13 of the main show had some really larger than life personalities, particularly, as I've mentioned, someone like Candy Muse, who goes on to become the season's runner up. That's why a show like Untucked really starts to shine when the contestants are really compelling. For example, that argument between Candy and Tamisha Iman was just like reality TV gold. So take us back to that day on set. And were you kind of like rubbing your hands together thinking, oh, yes,
Whoa.
this is going to be amazing?
No. Here's the thing with Untucked is it is shot during a time that is real time in production time. So when the judges are deliberating, when that main show, that's their schedule, we have to shoot our show in that time frame. So it's sometimes we get an hour, sometimes we have 45 minutes to make something happen. And what's special about Untucked is it is this time in the competition where the queens leave stage and they get a break. It's like, ooh, that challenge is over. They can really unwind. And our goal in Untucked is really to allow the queens to have that moment, to have that reprieve. And it's a competition. The stakes are high for so many of them, and they have lots of stories. They have lots of amazing backstories. And Untucked is a place where all of that kind of meshes together. So on that particular day, there was, you know, there was no hint of anything brewing in that fashion. And so when it happened, we were like, what? And it was basically like, I was just making sure cameras were capturing and following what was going on. Cause it was very out of the blue. It was very a typical moment where the queens that got critiqued come back, and the queens that were safe want to know what happened, and everyone's like, oh, what happened? And it just like Tamisha just needed to get it out, and is what Untucked is about. We work very hard to create a space where the queens feel empowered to say what they need to say, and trust that they have the room and ability to do that. And sometimes things just need to come out. And Untucked is a great place for that. So we didn't see it coming, and it was just like roll with it. And that day was up and down, up and down. So as producers, it's our job to really listen and pay attention and let the queens lead us. And if we're being good at listening, we're gonna know how to follow up. We're gonna know, Rob, you're an interviewer. You know how to follow up and follow and chase what it is they're leading us to, right? So
Yeah.
that's what that day was about. Was they told us what they wanted us, they led us there, and it was our job to follow and listen and let them tell that story.
And RuPaul's Drag Race is such a polished and beautiful show to look at. It's so funny, and Untucked is unvarnished, and you really go deep with these people. You get to know them, and I think it's essential now. I can't watch the main show without making sure I can catch Untucked right after. And so you guys picked Congratulations, the second episode, where we start to get to know the queens. I've got some ideas as to why you picked that. I guess, got Mick, the first transgender male contestant on the show, breaking barriers and and sharing her story. Was that one of the reasons why you thought that was the best episode to choose?
I mean, I think it's an episode where I think Untucked at its core is about letting all these queens show parts of themselves that we don't have time to see during the competition aspect of it. And it was a big moment, I think, for the franchise to have Gottmik in the show, and the fact that Gottmik was so open to telling that story and using the show and Untucked as a platform to kind of be more open about it. I think her, Gottmik's journey throughout the series and just getting to see Gottmik's parents and seeing, how they became who they are is just really fascinating. And I think we really wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, another really great example about how this show taps into that emotion is from episode 4 with Denali facing elimination against Kimura. And I was taken aback to see this insightful and touching scene between her and Rosé, in which Rosé admits that she needs her in this competition. I've not seen that kind of emotion and connection on many reality shows, Sam. Like it was really something, wasn't it?
It's so fun. You're hitting on all of like my favorite moments of this season. And that is what I love about Untucked, is that we hit all the peaks and valleys. Like, I mean, in these episodes, we can start here, we go down, we go up, and like the emotions are very raw, and like seeing, this is very real for them. This means so much to them. And when they feel like they're on the chopping block, it's interesting to see the relationships that develop throughout this process, who they lean on, and they're all very, they're trying to win and they want to win, but they're also trying to be supportive and lean on each other. And watching Rosé and Denali, that was kind of where it started, at least in Untucked. And we got to see it. We tried to sprinkle it out when we could throughout the season, was just their natural and organic relationship they just instantly clicked. And that, that's something we want to highlight. We want to highlight that this process, this competition, isn't just about these catty moments. It's really it's a show where they bond over not only the shared experience of going through this competition, but everything they've encountered on the outside, and I think that makes their bonds even stronger. So I love that moment. And I love that we captured it. Sometimes I don't think they realize we're there. We try to shoot in a way that allows them to move and be free and do what they need to do and talk to who they need to talk to. And we're just, again, listening. They're having this conversation. They're having this moment. We get cameras there. And again, we're letting them dictate what they want what they want to share with us. And so that was a really great moment, and we're really glad that we got it.
And also, when you see the lip sync battle, you think, oh, this is kind of frivolous and it's funny, but behind the scenes, these queens are rehearsing. And I remember there was the lip sync battle that Candy Muse did, where she ended up being eliminated, but then she wasn't. The look on her face was like not terror, but like everything was riding on this for her. Everything was. And we're with these contestants on that journey. And again, I just find it amazing that this show, it can make something like this, which is kind of fun and frivolous, so compelling.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, it for them, there's this heightened sense of like, it is a competition, and there is a lot more on the line for them, I think, because of where some of them might come from and what they feel like. It's not, yes, it's about the money and winning, and getting to the end, but I think it's also about proving something to themselves. These people have stories that are underrepresented in our society, and this is a platform where they get to share that. And I think there's a lot weighing on them. I think especially as Drag Race has progressed over the years, and now with social media being the way that it is, I think they see the interaction with their fans. It's very immediate once the show airs, and I think there is a weight of responsibility of like being their authentic self and knowing that they're gonna affect someone else watching. And there's a lot at stake for them, more than just the win. There's making a lot of people proud, and I think making themselves proud.
Yeah, and what it taught me ultimately is that we all have this fundamental need to be accepted and loved, and to find and nurture our purpose. And when you see that happening on this show, particularly on Untucked, it's extremely rewarding. And for us as viewers, and I'm sure it is for the contestants and for cast and crew. So congrats on that, Sam. It was a really, really strong season of Untucked.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun making it. It's Untucked. It has a lot of different moments, but it's also a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for joining me. We're going to bring you back shortly for our panel discussion.
Great. Look forward to it.